Welcome back to Press Review. Let's start by taking a look at today's front pages in the Middle East. Starting in Lebanon, the Daily Star leads reporting that hundreds of Syrians waited in line at the Masna border crossing with Syria to vote in the presidential election, despite the Lebanese government threat to revoke the status of registered refugees if they return to their country. The paper also reports that Syrian President Bashar al-Assad voted in Damascus in an election expected to give him a sweeping win over two little-known challengers. The Egypt Independent is reporting that sources said that the inauguration of Abdel Fattah al-Sisi as the new president will be on Sunday evening at the Al-Quba Presidential Palace. The paper also reports that the health ministry said the malaria cases in Aswan went up to 15 patients, of which 2 have improved and were released from the Itfu Fever Hospital, while the remaining 13 cases are receiving treatment and are in stable conditions. The UAE's Khalij Times leads reporting that Iran's top leader called for better ties with Gulf Arab nations during a rare visit yesterday by the Kuwaiti Emir Sheikh Sabah al-Ahmed al-Jaber al-Sabah. The paper also reports that according to a new report by Dubai's Knowledge and Human Development Authority, private schools in Dubai are not making real progress and educational authorities are finding it increasingly difficult to improve education standards in the Emirates. From Saudi Arabia, the Arab News reads its front page reporting that Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas swore in a Palestinian unity government, taking a major step towards ending a crippling split with his Hamas rivals, but drawing harsh condemnations and threats from Israel. The paper also reports that the cabinet has called on the non-aligned movement to assess whether it is playing an effective role in the promotion of security and stability in the world. And the Jerusalem Post reports that the United States plans to establish ties with the United Fatah-Hamas government that was ceremoniously sworn in yesterday in Ramallah, even as Israel's security cabinet threatened sanctions against it. The paper also reports that an Israeli source has told the Jerusalem Post that the security cabinet has started studying unilateral measures in light of the newly unified Fatah-Hamas government, including annexation plans. And now let's take a look at the top Middle East news here in the UK. The Guardian leads Middle East news reporting that an announcement by the US that it will continue working with a new interim Palestinian unity government backed by Hamas, which was sworn in on Monday, has been greeted with strong condemnation from Israel. The paper says Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu had asked Washington not to rush into recognizing the technocratic government. The Telegraph leads Middle East news reporting that Syrian President Bashar al-Assad voted in Damascus on Tuesday in an election which is expected to give him a sweeping win. The paper says state television aired still photographs of Assad and his British-born wife Asma as they prepared to cast their votes after filling them in a curtained polling booth reportedly in Maliki, a residential neighborhood in the city centre. Also from the UK, The Independent reports that bomb attacks across Iraq have killed at least 15 people and wounded dozens. The paper says police said a car bomb killed 6 civilians and wounded 13 in the Najaf, and a suicide car bomber struck an army checkpoint in the town of Mashhad, just north of Baghdad, killing 3 soldiers and 2 civilians and wounding 14 people. And now let's take a look at the top Middle East papers, Middle East news in international papers. The Los Angeles Times leads Middle East news reporting that popular Egyptian political satirist Bassem Youssef has announced that his weekly television show had come to an end. Youssef, whose brand of humor is often likened to that of Jon Stewart, said that he and his crew had been pressured to lower the tone of their political criticism, adding that it was better to end the show than alter its content. And finally, China's Global Times leads Middle East news reporting that Hassan Nouri, one of the 3 Syrian presidential candidates, said his country is witnessing a big national victory by holding the June 3rd presidential vote. The paper adds that the Interior Ministry said 9,610 polling stations are available across the country, amid reports that the government has also set up ballot boxes in displacement shelters to allow thousands of displaced Syrians to participate in the voting process. That's it for today's headlines. For more updates, please visit levant.tv. Thanks for watching Press Review. Carmen will be with you tomorrow, and bye for now.